Last week we had a former Tiger in here, and this week is no exception. Joel Bowden joins me, the son of a Tigers premiership player. Joel, very interesting journey for you personally.
Oh, it has been, and thank you, Dave, for having me in the commentary box.
Of course, 265 games with the Tigers, but none more infamous than round 16 2008 when you changed the game. There's no doubting that. You then moved into game analysis post-career. Why do you love tinkering with the game so much?
Well, I just love the game, Dave. The game of footy is a great enabler of communities. It binds people together, and it gives us all an equal opportunity. Some are able to go a little bit further than others, but ultimately it's the people's game, and I just love the way it brings people together.
Is that why you're back in the territory?
Absolutely. I'm up here, one, to be closer to my family, closer to my friends, and be involved in the game that I truly love and am passionate about.
So you come back to work for AFL Northern Territory as the stakeholder and engagement manager. What exactly does that involve, and how do you see, your role evolving over the years?
Yeah, I'd like to think that my role as stakeholder engagement manager can be seen in two lights. One is within the community football department, that I'll be working with all the clubs across all the different grades, from unders to seniors, but also with the elite Thunder, NTFL clubs, in trying to make them as prosperous and competitive and sustainable as we can. And that leads to a really healthy competition, and it will hopefully increase people's happiness.
You're very passionate about strong clubs. Why is that?
Well, strong clubs brings a strong organisation. You look at a club like St Mary's, or you look at a club like Pioneers in Alice Springs, who I grew up with. Lots and lots of success, but if they don't have the good governance structures, they don't have the financial sustainability, then ultimately they're going to fall by the wayside. We need all our clubs in the territory, whether they be on Maningrida, Groot Island, or here in Darwin, to be really strong, robust, financially sustainable, but also have a chance of success every week. This season's been just brilliant. I've come at the right time. Close games, competitive every week, the resurgence of Buffaloes, the emergence, I think, of Nightcliff and Southern Districts is just sensational, and we're seeing a real challenge for the premiership this year.
I'm going to be cheeky, and you mentioned strong clubs. Obviously you played at Richmond during a time of limited success. Do you think that that's influenced your views in any way?
Yeah, I think so, and also the ongoing debate that the AFL have had about equalisation. And strong clubs in the AFL like Collingwood, Essendon, Hawthorn, West Coast Eagles over in Perth, they need those other clubs that aren't as strong, let's say St Kilda and Footscray, because unless you've got a strong, vibrant competition, then the fans aren't going to turn up week after week.
The counter-argument to that, though, Joel, is that we do have some extremely strong clubs like St Mary's, and we've seen their dominance over a number of years. Some would suggest that that's just part of the competitive process, that some clubs are going to be stronger than others.
And I like your word competitive, because I did a lot of work when I was working in Melbourne about what people turn up to the footy to watch. Mostly they turn up to watch the great skills, which we've got an abundance of up here, the great athletes, the players who are doing extraordinary things, but they also turn up for a competition. People like competitive games of football. Even if it's 6 goals to 7, people are okay with that because they're on the edge of their seat. We don't want to see walkovers, we don't want to see 10-goal blowouts by half-time. What we want to see, and what the research says, this is the research talking, Dave, the research says people like the game within 2 goals because they know it's a chance their team can either win or lose. That keeps them on the edge of the seat, that gets them through the turnstiles, and that's what I really like about footy and this competitive balance equalisation conversation.
So when we talk about the issues within the NTFL, and issues is maybe not the right word, what's your biggest focus within the NTFL in the short term?
Well, my focus, and I've been here for a month now, is to learn and understand and listen. Because I'm very young in my experience in the top end, and I want to learn and understand and get a better understanding of what the NTFL, what the AFLNT broader, its operations and its strategy is. So for the first little while, I'm just going to be sitting back, talking, listening and learning from, the really strong people within the football community. And there's so many great people up here, the volunteers, the people who are working in footy. They're just great people, and I'm looking forward to working with them and learning so much from them.
There's no doubt the people in NT footy are great, but there's one thing that remains to be seen. Will there be a comeback to competitive football for Joel Bowden?
It's very, very unlikely, David. I know that you've been doctoring Wikipedia. I know that you've been doing a few things that are slightly untoward on social media, but at this point in time, the only comeback that I can see on the horizon is with my son and helping him out in his development at Auskick.
Well, that remains to be seen. I'm going to reserve judgment on that comment, but for now, thanks very much for joining me in the commentary box, Joel Bowden.
Thank you, Dave.